You're live.
Are we live? Oh,
That's what it says. You're live. So I'm a hot mess. I don't like anything going on here. Oh well. At least I'm not in my PJs still, right? Anyways, good morning. Welcome to Coffee Chat with
Leroy and Amber.
Timmy and Amber Bradshaw. And if you're just joining us for the first time, I always gotta apologize because you never know what's gonna come out of his mouth. And anyhow, grab a cup of Joe. What was funny about that?
I don't know.
A cup of Joe, cup of coffee.
Joe.
So anyhow, if you are just joining us for the first time, and I already apologize, this is what I'm apologizing for. Again, you never know what's going to come out of our mouth.
Yeah.
We just have coffee with y'all once a week.
Mm-hmm.
We used to do it every day. And I don't know why we stopped. I guess it just took up too much for our morning. And not that in a bad way, you know, but we just have to get busy. Sunday's kind of like a chill. Anyhow, and we just share our homesteading and off-grid living journey and chit chat back and forth, pray together, laugh together, cry together, that kind of thing. Community, you know, one of those things that's lacking today. Tammy, good morning, sister. Did your okay, let me get this straight. Your son-in-law's mother or grandmother is coming for a visit. And did she show up? I can't remember if we chatted about that last night or not. And do you still have snow? Because the joke would be on her to come for a visit. There'd be still snow. Tammy's been getting crazy amounts of snow. They don't even know. You got something to say, don't you?
No, I don't. I'm just like,
can't believe what's coming out of my mouth.
Well, I mean, you
it's
know,
not working.
My vocabulary is about this long. You know, that's my. It's like but.
And yes, dear.
Yeah.
Yes, dear. Or I didn't do it. All I did. There we go.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, I didn't do nothing.
What?
Yeah. Hey, wait. Okay. It's grandmother. She arrives Tuesday night. Snow left the same day, rain now. But Tuesday night, gosh, I'm off like several days. I don't know why I was thinking. But it's your son's celebration of his birthday today, right, Caleb? Did I got that right? I'm sorry. This does not. Unless I check back with my phone and our messages, I can't keep nothing straight up in this noggin. Nothing. Mm-hmm. So think back to the week.
I got nothing.
Really?
All I know is rabbits.
So what are you working on?
Rabbit.
We finally had some rain, which is a really good thing. Oh, I got it. Thanks. Well, which is a really good thing is because we have a wildfire going on around 350 acres in the city right next to us, or the town right next to us. And it's only 20% contained. I'm not quite sure. I didn't check today. And, you know, that's out of sight, out of mind kind of thing around here. We haven't had a lot of rain. We either have a ton of rain or none at all. And yesterday was the first time it rained in several days because all of our rain barrels were empty.
Yeah, we never got a good hard rain. It was just a steady light rain. And
we didn't get the 3 inches they were predicting.
You know, we did clean our rain barrels out and get those prepared for
some of them, not all of them though, right?
The rain. And I hope it helped with the fire because, you know.
I need to check because we started smelling the smoke here. And that's just something, you know, in 2016, if you guys remember, there was 2 teens that started, so they say, that started some wildfires right the week of the election, actually. And I don't know if it was intentional or what, but I'm not going to speculate. However, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars of loss, just tons of acres, all in the Gatlinburg area. A lot of lost lives that they didn't talk about. A lot of illegal immigrants that were in buildings that were trapped. That I guess that's why they didn't talk about it, but the locals all know. So they're pretty much devastated the area, and there's a lot of new growth out of that burned area, but you could still see a lot of the buildings that are just never came back and rebuilt. And that is a stark reminder of how wildfires can change your life here. And so I was just talking about it to Tim yesterday. Not you, Tim, the other one. I just said, we're not prepared for wildfires here. We barely have enough water to take care of ourselves. That is something that we need to address. Now, we do have the pool. That's 4,400 gallons.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have means to extract the water from said pool.
Yeah, we need to get a pump and
A hand pump.
no, a gas powered a pump that it pumps about
Well, let me ask you this, Joker.
What?
If we don't have no gas at that moment, how would we get the water out? We're relying on something else.
a bucket method.
Anyhow. So yeah, that's a concern because we started smelling smoke, and I didn't even know there was a wildfire because we don't have the news, nor do we watch the news. Try to avoid that like the plague. And my friend told me, so thankfully she keeps up with the news. Bucket Brigade.
Yeah,
That's how it would be. Yeah. The two of us, we would just keep switching places until we get to the end of the line. You know how you hand the bucket one person to the other to the other? There's just two of us.
Yeah, see, we've been watching the Three Stooges, and that's probably what they would do.
I'm sorry. Yeah. It's not funny. Especially, I mean, I know a lot of people that have completely lost their homes and fires.
It is good to know that we do have a swimming pool and we do have a means of water up here. We just have to have a way to force the water into, a fire and have a long hose. So I think that's something that we really need to consider.
We do need to consider it. And then we hopefully this year, our water storage situation will be addressed here. Hell or high water. That's all I got to say. Hey, that's pretty good. Hell or high water. Get it? It will be addressed.
Yeah.
So if anybody ever watches this video and has coffee with us that doesn't know what I'm talking about, we live off grid here in the mountaintop, and we do not have a water source up here other than rain. Now in the holler, which is the valley of the property that we own, we do have artesian well, and we have a year-round spring-fed creek, and that is several hundred feet below us down the mountain. So we have a water source on our property, just not up here. However, backing into the rain, generally, typically, we get a plethora of rain, more than enough to sustain us and our livestock up here. Just not now.
Yeah.
And you've been hauling water nonstop for a while.
Yeah, I've had to do a double take because the rain barrels were empty, and we had to we got to keep the livestock watered. So it's
it's an issue, and it's extra labor, and it stops him from doing all the other things that we should be doing. But outside of the wildfires that are close, and I really need to do check on that. Hang on. Wildfires are no joke. Our fire season will be bad this year, I think. Thankfully, they don't affect our home other than smoke. That's enough, though, Tammy. And not only, okay, so let's touch on that real quick. It doesn't affect your home other than smoke. Air quality is huge, huge. It also affects, the local businesses. So, for instance, say your house is in imminent danger of being burnt, but the farms that you rely on are. So there's always that trickle down effect that we have to take in effect with things like that. And we have so many trees close to our house. Yes, we should create a 100-foot perimeter. Shane, that's in our groups, by the way, his family lost their family home to a fire 3 years ago, actually, just maybe not quite 3 years ago, it'll be 3 years ago this fall. And it happened like that. And their family of 17 was immediately displaced. And they talked, about having that perimeter break. And they do have fire measures. They have like this makeshift fire truck that they have. They have a lot of water supply. It just wasn't enough. So anyways, that's definitely something that we need to address in the future. With us too, it's a double-edged sword. I don't want to clear a 100-foot perimeter around our house because we don't have air conditioning, and the trees provide much needed respite from that burning sun. So, but we are working on cleaning the debris around our house. Yes, wildfires. Oh, wait. It gets so bad here that you can't see the mountains for even a few miles. I remember that happening. Oh my gosh, Tammy, didn't you share pictures last year? Was it last year that y'all had the fires? I can't remember, but having this happen just recently because we were out to dinner. We had a date night Friday night, and we were picking up hay. But I got that message from my friend saying, "Hey, batten down the hatches. Severe wind, and there's those wildfires. You never know; they could jump the mountain." I'm like, "Huh?" And so uh, uh, there's good and bad about being a little isolated. It's good for your peace of mind, but it's bad when there's a chance of you having to pack up and go, and not being in the know. Anyhow, let's get back to what you were doing this week. I need to share pictures of that. Why don't I have pictures?
I don't know.
So rabbits, elaborate.
Yeah.
With your limited vocabulary.
Yeah, I got a truckload of popsicle sticks and some glue, and I've been putting them together.
Okay, can you talk a little bit more in detail? Y'all, he's very smart man. Don't get the impression he isn't educated or he's a dum-dum. He just plays one on TV.
I'm building an 8 by 12 rabbit colony. It's going to be basically an indoor-outdoor area for the rabbits, so we can have them just free range in that area.
Limited free range.
Fodder in it, and have the males and females separated so they can I'm gonna have them set up with
controlled breeding.
Pipes in the ground so they can go in, burrow in, and
have a happy life.
Yeah, run around a little bit
and get free and get forage and be more in their kind of controlled natural environment. Yeah. And if we need to later on down the road, we have it set up that we can expand it, make it double its size. But we got the milled lumber for that and the rough sawn lumber. And then we went and bought recycled tin from our tin resource, Old Barn Tin. And so Timmy installed that. I don't have the picture with the roof and everything.
So I've gotten it framed up a little bit. I've got the roof on it, and I've got some half walls that I'm going to put in it. And
so they're going to have 4 foot tall walls on 3 sides, and then the front's going to just be completely wired with hardware cloth at the bottom, so they get that sun and fresh air blowing through. But yeah, we're going to put the wire in the bottom below the dirt, and then we're bringing dirt in, and so it'll be nice. I'm excited because I can't stand raising animals in cages. That's just, it's not how it's supposed to be.
I think they're going to get a big kick out of it because they're used to being confined, and, it's time for them to be free.
Timmy said, I would be help if I put on my glasses, huh? Timmy said last year wasn't as bad as other years. Oh, the fires. I just remembered you sharing pictures and you couldn't see anything unless it was somebody else. And again, my noggin isn't always straight. But as far as the house construction, so we stopped painting the house. We ran out of paint. We didn't have the means to go to the store and buy $350 worth of paint at the moment. And we're like, the baby rabbits need their own place. So Timmy separated the babies from the mamas. Did you take Onyx's from her yet?
No, there's 2. Yeah. Still 2 in there.
And because they were just crowding her, it was crazy. And she had 9, and Onyx had 5. 2 died, 3 lived. Not all first-time mothers are good. That's just like humans. And so anyway, so we have 12 altogether, and that's a lot of baby puns. So I'll be listing those for sale today. And Morgan wants one as a pet because she said she's lonely. And anyhow, so I'm excited about having that though, because it just feels like we're finally evolving. We still have chaos. Don't get me wrong. We've been here. Oh gosh, our 2-year anniversary here is tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
April 17th?
No, the 26th. That's when we moved into the house.
Here.
Here.
I don't even know what month it is.
We've only been here for 2 years. So it seems like uncontrolled chaos most of the times, but now it seems like it's progressing, don't you think?
Yeah, it's progressing. It's moving along.
You just said how happy you were with progress.
Oh, yeah, I'm happy, man. Look.
Oh, my stars. Sit up. Mama needs some more coffee.
Oh, man. So anyway, yeah, we're making progress. It's slow, but I'm looking forward to Gavin having a little bit more time off and being able to help me because it's tough doing trying to do a little bit of everything through the day. Sometimes you don't feel like you get anything accomplished, but you're just you're getting by. At least the animals are taken care of, and we're making it. So, and Lyndon's having fun. I mean, they're getting out and going hiking and having a good time, and she's meeting friends, and it feels like more of the normal now that you can get out and actually do things and not feel like you're what would be the word for it.
What are you talking about? Getting out and having everybody be all masked up and weird?
Yeah.
Well, we've never done that, just so you know. Not
Well,
that you care,
it's
but I'm just
nice.
going to add it.
No, what I'm saying, it's nice to be able to go out and not everyone you meet has
Terrified of you killing them.
Has one on, and they're
terrified of you killing them.
Yeah. So,
don't kill me. I've never seen so many people scared of dying before. They need to get right with Jesus. Just saying. But anyhow, let's talk about what the topic was supposed to be about. Making money on the homestead. Whoop, whoop. This is something, if you guys have hung out with us for any period of time, it's something that we've struggled with ever since we moved here. I have left the homestead to go get jobs. We've all left the homestead to go get jobs. And when we come back, and now we're homeschooling. And so, and that's one of the struggles. I think a lot of people, I'm telling you, if you don't have somebody here full time working the homestead, it will not work. I don't care if it's one of you or both of you, but one person has to be on the homestead full time to really make it work, unless you just forget sleep. I mean, it's just, I haven't met anybody that's been able to make a successful homestead work when both people leave the house full time. It's darn near impossible. So that said, we're both home full time. And that said it's like, how do you generate income then? Okay, so you're home, you got to make money. First of all, in order to make that work, you have to reduce your expenses. And I think a lot of times we're pre-programmed to live above our raisins. Is that the word? Is that the right terminology? Living above your raisins. Good morning, girl.
Yeah.
I just talked to you about, I was just talking about the fires. I didn't have an update about that. But anyhow, we're bred as a society to have that instant gratification. There's no more, if you want something, you work hard for it and you save up for it, then you can have it. Now it's like, you want something? Sure, here's a piece of plastic. You can just pay us back later.
Yeah.
And so it puts people in debt. And then I've talked about debt being, you're a slave to it. You really are. You're a slave to it because you have to keep jobs and do things that you don't want to do to pay off that debt for things that you probably didn't even need. So the first tip to be able to make money at home is to reduce your expenses. The less you owe, the less you have to make, the more you can stay home. What?
No, I'm just. She's right. It's I've
Can
been
you quit
there.
shaking? You're making me nervous.
I've been in debt, and
we've been in debt.
Well, we've been in debt. I had debt before. We got together, and it just kind of.
But your debt was an SR22.
Well, anyway, it was debt. Debt. You're sitting there, you have an income,
and it all goes out the window.
Yeah, and by the time you're finished paying your debt, you look at what you have left, and you're like, why did I do this? How am I ever gonna? This 21% interest, and how do you?
You never catch up. Debt is not intended for you to get ahead and catch up. And it's for everybody else to make the money and for you to have some trinket that it'll probably wear out before you're even done paying for it. So since we've been here though, we have tried to do way too many things at one time, not intentionally, just out of necessity. So, you know how we say live things first. Well, you know, we have to take care of the animals, then we got to take care of our house, and we try to have to not freeze and things like that. Uh, but growing an income from your homestead, it takes time to build the infrastructure. And I finally think that we're just now breaking through. Like we're finally seeing the light on this. Um, First, you know, I have had the blessed opportunity to be able to write for others. If that's, I mean, I'm not special for that. I'm not, you know, it's not just for Amber, it's for thousands of other people who want to seek and do that. There's websites and bloggers and people all over, magazines that pay for writers, pay per article. So if that's something that you have the ability to do, you can do it. You can make money for writing for other people. Very few of the big, and I call them bloggers. People think blogging's still that old timey where you just share your story. That's not the case. Bloggers are, I call any website a blog. So if you are going to, you know, My Homestead Life, that's my blog where you find articles. The Prairie Homestead, that's her blog. You know, Stacy Lynn Harris, she doesn't call herself a blogger. She's an author, but that's her blog. That's what I call it. So very few of those people, not Stacy or the people that I just mentioned, but I mean bloggers, even write their own articles anymore. Most of them are hired out. So you could easily, if you have a website that you like and you know about that topic, email them, ask them if they're looking for writers, you know, content developers or content writers. Another thing, in which I have done and I stink at it, is virtual assistant. Virtual assistants are people that schedule social media for other people or work on articles or do their Pinterest or do the Tailwind or do the Instagram. I am good at it for myself. I stink at it for other people. Our internet doesn't allow me the ability to be quick, nor does my brain. However, there's a lot of those jobs out there and they start out like at $15 an hour and up. So you could do those from just staying at home. And I've done it since here. So I'm not talking about something I don't know anything about. The other thing that how we're making money from home. Oh, I got the books. The books, and because people like to know, and I don't mind telling, and I'm not quite sure if I can't remember if it's in my contract. I can't say it. I don't think I'm allowed to say the exact amount, but I just get a pay flat fee. That's how they work. We've sold, I looked the other day, over 18,000 copies of my beekeeping book just on Amazon. Mind you, that same book is in like almost every Tractor Supply, Barnes and Noble, Books a Million, you name it. But just on Amazon, it has sold over 18,000 copies, which is great. You know, it's getting out there. People are interested in beekeeping. I don't get a penny, not 1 cent. I got paid a flat fee, and that was it. And the only other money I can ever make off that book is if I buy them at wholesale cost from them, which I think I pay a little over 50% of retail value, and then I can sell them locally. But we needed the money, and it was a great opportunity, and it has helped give me some authority, like in my niche. So all of those were bonuses, and I don't begrudge it. I mean, I had the opportunity to work at home, and
you can't look at it, you know.
I did. I didn't like it the second time because they offered me less than the first book, and it was so hard. And you don't, with this company, you don't have a lot of leeway or say in the development of the book at all. In my last book, the chicken breed book, I don't even think I have it up here. I had fun writing that book, but any of the negative comments and the reviews I've had are all about lack of pictures. It has nothing to do with me. I had absolutely no say, and I'm not allowed to comment on any of the comments in the reviews, which hurts even more because people are taking it out on me, and it is out of my control. So that part stinks, but it was a job. I mean, that's like being hired to do any job. Like if you were a manufacturer and someone didn't like the product, it's not on you. You know, you had nothing to do with it. So anyhow, that's how we've been able to afford living here and paying for livestock feed, and not, you know, and we're frugal. I mean, I shared in our construction tips that day how we save money on all of our construction costs. We're very, very frugal. Timmy even will take a bucket of nails that have been bent and tossed at the dump and he'll bring them home and straighten them out and reuse them.
Sure will.
Seen him do that. And that saves us hundreds of dollars. So the other thing, though, I'm kind of excited about is back in South Carolina, I started teaching workshops years ago, probably a decade or more ago, because I remember not being pregnant with Lyndon and being pregnant with Lyndon when I started. And she's 9.5, so it's been a while. Teaching workshops, sharing with how people can make their own products for either cost saving or environmental saving or to detoxify their house and lives. Yeah. And they did really well, and I enjoyed teaching the classes. And then I started selling them at a local health food store and salon, and they were skills that I had that I brought with me here. And they haven't always been a success. I look at some of the first products and they were ugly. I mean, it has to be visually pleasing. And I'm very thankful for Pinterest for that, because I'm not creative and I don't mind taking other people's ideas and making them my own by, tweaking them and changing them. I'm not stealing nothing. They always say there's nothing new under the sun, Well, Timmy gets a lot of inspiration. I'm always showing him Pinterest pictures.
You gotta look at what's around and what's selling to get ideas to, it's like you don't want to be a copycat, but
Well, like I said, there's nothing new under the sun. So, everything's been invented. You could just put your new twist on it now. Yeah. And so anyway, so that's what we've done. And they've done decent. We're not getting rich. They've done okay. But we're selling them at 2 local stores, and we're starting to teach our workshops. And this Friday will be our very first workshop. This one here is on extracts, how to make your own extracts. And I'm looking forward to it because I miss people, believe it or not.
Yeah, there's people out there.
I miss seeing faces and embracing and hugging and smiling. I've been smiling this whole time. I smile even bigger when I see somebody's face covered, 'cause I just want them to see my smile. And I'm looking at their eyes to see if they're squished like they're smiling back, But anyway, so I got good news, though, is...
What you got?
So a friend of mine, I've been praying. I'm like, okay, God, I need another avenue for revenue. And I said, just open some doors, because you know my heart. I need to stay here with Lyndon to homeschool her. I need to stay here to work on the homestead. You're right there? Sleepy? Could you hate it when someone puts their finger in your mouth when you're yawning? Oh, wait, I'll be at a live review and say you have no control over the amount of pictures. I don't know, Tammy. That might, you might be able to. You might be able to comment. I don't know. I appreciate you being willing to do that for me. I love having my team of friends and that always got my back. I just don't know how the Amazon review works. And of course, I don't want someone going, I'm a big girl, I can take it. It just hurts a little bit. But thank you. So anyhow, the other thing is a friend that I hadn't talked to in months, and I have a lot of friends that like that. We can just pick up where we left off. She's like, hey, Amber, have you ever thought about selling your stuff at the Market Wagon? And if you aren't familiar with the Market Wagon, you keep scooching over and I keep moving the computer. Okay. So the Market Wagon, and I think I'm not quite sure if they're nationwide or just East Coast. It is just like our business model that we had in South Carolina, except they're not nonprofit. And it is an online farmers market. They deal with all the local farmers and artisans. And you place your order online and they deliver it to your home for like $5.49. It's a great deal. And it's just so funny because the day before I saw this ad on Instagram. They must have paid to target the local area, the demographic. I said, oh, that's like my old business. And I said, I should contact them. And then the next day, she's like, hey, have you ever thought about? And I'm like, okay, there's my confirmation. I get it, God. And so I went online. I looked to see what they had to offer. I looked to see what they were about. I filled out the application. It was like a 4-tiered process. And long story short is I'm going to be making my products and growing things to sell. I say locally, but it's in like 4 different counties. but they deal with Knoxville, which is a huge city. So that opens up doors and possibilities for us. Customers place their order by Tuesday evening, and the growers and artisans bring all their products to a warehouse on Thursday morning. You have to be there by like 10 o'clock in the morning. And at noon, the drivers go out and home deliver it. So if you are growing something and you pick it early that morning, it comes fresh off the vine, and the customers have it in their home that day. So it's literally just moments from farm to table. And I love that concept. So things that we'll be doing are all of our products, our soap, our lotions, honey sticks. I'm hoping to sell our guinea eggs and our fresh cut herbs. And then we're also going to do smoked salts. We're going to do infused sugars and herbal teas. And I have a long plethora of things that we're going to offer, as well as our pet product line and our home product line. So I'm excited. I'm a little overwhelmed a little bit because it's just a lot to do. I think we offer like over 50 products, and I hand make every single one of them. So, but you know, when you have all of your eggs in one basket, for instance, my blog, I make money on my blog. How do I make money? Every time someone visits my website and just looks around and reads the articles, all of those little annoying ads that you see on the paper, on the screen, I mean, that's what pays us. That's what helps support us. So if you are ever in the, you look real cute. If you're ever in the mood to read some interesting articles, go to my website because that helps. But if that was our only source of income and Google makes their algorithm changes like they have twice in the last year and my traffic drops, we are in a pickle because all of our eggs are in one basket. So right now our eggs are in writing for others, writing for the book, but that money's done and gone. Our blog that earns income from people visiting my website, making the products, teaching the workshop, and now it's going to be the farmers market. So how many? Oh, wait, forgot. Last one that how we're making money is we're finally selling our livestock.
Yeah.
Finally. So we have sold all the pigs that we can sell. We're waiting on babies. We have a waiting list. Like, I think I have 6 people on my waiting list right now. Sherry, if you're still listening, let me know so I can forward some of those names. I don't mind spread the love because we can't provide for the needs. So why not help other people make a money?
Yeah, baby pigs and baby goats.
Goats, and we're selling
baby rabbits.
and baby rabbits. And then I haven't sold yet, but we have them for offer, is fertile eggs for incubation. And I think because the stores are finally starting to carry baby chicks, that we don't have a demand for that. But as soon as the springtime baby chick thing is over with, because not all stores carry them year round, then we might have some demand for that. But it doesn't matter. I'll still keep it on my website. It shows that we can diversify. So we're finally, which is good, right? I mean, it's nice. And we're making sure they all go to good homes. And I think that's it right now. I mean, obviously we don't know. This isn't a business model to emulate because we haven't proven it, but we're just sharing the journey with you because it can be done, you know. It's doing it so far. I mean, we don't rely on any government assistance or help. We rely on our community and the support of friends and family. And we've been blessed, you know.
Yeah, we've been blessed.
Oh, and here's something too. Ashlyn, Gavin's girlfriend, but that's not official. So, she went to culinary art school. She's been in the food industry with Dollywood. I want to say this is her 7th year. I think this is her 7th year. I'm sorry, we're listening to the puppy in the other room. Anyhow, her dream, you can check it real quick? Her dream is to own her own bakery, right? And I would love to help, you know, her achieve her dream. So I've got some really neat ideas for her coming, and we're going to meet Tuesday about it. But anytime that you go to start your own business, you should have a customer base. For instance, if you got your hair cut, or when you graduate cosmetology school, I used this the other day. you don't have any customers. You just got out. It wouldn't behoove you to go and sign a lease for a salon and open up the doors because nobody knows how you cut hair. Nobody knows, if you're any good. So you go to work for somebody else and you build up your customer base so those customers can follow you when you open your own store. Same premise that I want to help Ashland build. And I'm hoping to be, what was it? I'm hoping to be able to do this through the farmer's market. So she can bake her goods through the cottage law that we can still work under here in Tennessee, thankfully, and start, selling her baked goods and building an established clientele. And our dream, my dream, I'm going to say our, because it's going to be everybody's dream, I hope, is to have a farm store here and by the road.
Sell cinnamon bread and cookies and
sourdough bread and jams and jellies and our fresh eggs, and our fresh produce, and then hopefully smoked bacon. Isn't that the dream? Isn't that the goal? Because you're gonna have to build it. So, is that your goat impression? So, anyways, wait. Is anybody else commented? Oh, I don't see it. So we just chatting and no one's talking. And if you guys from home, let me know. Not any MLM businesses, although those are ways to make money, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about generating your own business where you're self-employed or you create something or grow something that you sell so we can share that information with others. Somebody said, I think it was Amber Thomas, people are asking for rabbit poop. So I'm telling Timmy, we need to start collecting rabbit poop. They want to buy it? We got it.
Some rabbit poop.
We got some rabbit poop. Let's buy that. Let's bag that joke and sell it. A friend of mine, Tracy, she was a blogger, and I think she kind of quit blogging because I want to say her and her husband just started going on the road after they retired. They had an alpaca farm, and she bagged and sold alpaca tea. And it was, the alpaca poo looks like goat poo. It's just little round berries like the rabbit poo. And she dried it out on the screen, and she bagged it in a little burlap to make compost tea with alpaca poo. And she said she sold it all the time to nurseries and garden centers, and people all over wanted to buy her poop.
Well, I'm glad you threw the compost thing in there because I was getting ready to say, oh no.
Compost tea. Oh no, not drinking tea.
Yeah.
And rabbit poo, you can directly sow that. You can get goat poop too. Those are two poops that you can put directly in your garden, and the nitrogen in it won't burn your garden. Chicken poo is a different story. You have to let that joker cook for about 90 days before you can put it in your garden.
Yeah.
So
take the paint off your car too.
I'm trying to think if there's any other. That's all I can think of right now for us to diversify income here. Until, of course, later down the road we get some little cabins or can do workshops here. But we're trickling in. We're on our way, right?
Well, I have to say, selling the livestock and Amber doing, her books and selling her products has been, it's being able to keep her home and,
And he loves me being home.
Yeah. Anytime.
It's too hard to do it by yourself.
I know in today's world, it costs money to go to work. So, if you can stay at home and make a little bit of money and make it,
Well, that's what I've been trying to tell my mom that for years and years and years. And because she's a medical examiner and she travels the road nonstop, and she'll get paid like $25 an exam. Well, the exam would be, and them just saying, for instance, and the exam takes her 4 hours, right? Because you got travel there, travel back, the time with the customer, and then time to process it. So now you're breaking it down 4 hours into $25. You're making $6 an hour, right? Or $6.33 an hour. Next, your gas, and then you eat when you're on the road. You're gone all day. So I'm like, really, you're not even getting paid to work, basically. So, and I was trying to explain that to Gavin too. He works, takes him, some days it takes him almost 2 hours to travel back and forth to work. I said, well, let's deduct your gas from that. Okay, now how many stops do you make buying stuff? You got your to-go coffee in the morning, you got your lunch in the afternoon, or your dinner. Did you buy anything else when you're at the store that you passed by? The spontaneous purchases that you normally wouldn't make. And I said, okay, let's deduct all that from your income. Now, how much are you making?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you could actually get a job paying a lot less, living a lot closer, and not have that travel and not be gone all those extra hours from all this money that you're spending. So those are just things that you have to consider when, with your job. And gas prices are rising. Yes, honey, they are, and they're ridiculous. And traffic is horrible. Where he works in downtown Gatlinburg, it's 45-minute drive with no traffic. During season, it's sometimes up to 2 hours, and you're just sitting there in traffic, moving 1 inch at a time. So we're trying to bring him home. We can only do that. Though, if the farmer's market takes off, or the workshops, or my product sales, or one of those things. There were kind of we're praying for, because we can't make more livestock. I mean, when we sell out, we sold out.
Yeah.
It's kind of with our honey. We have a lot of demands for honey right now, but when we sell out until fall. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
But what does make sense is when you start selling your livestock, your food
your food costs
reduces
go down a lot.
So you're getting money back. Your food bill is going down, and
a lot.
It makes it a little easier to make it.
Speaking of food bill, we got to get the freezer this week, because we should be picking up a half a cow before too long. Oops. We'll talk about that later. But Gavin should be given his notice, I believe. And Ashlyn, if you're watching this live and you didn't know, I'm sorry, honey. I'm pretty sure he told you, though. But he's going to reduce it from full-time to part-time, doing just 3 days a week. But those 3 days a week, he'll be making 30 hours. So that will allow him to start building his forever home here and helping Timmy, and still go to work for that income flow that he needs.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all. I'm going to get some more coffee. And I've got sourdough rising in the other room. We met some new friends. They've been such a blessing. And third time we met, he brought me some sourdough starter that he's had for keeping alive and using for a year.
Make some bread.
So we're making, and it's cool enough to bake sourdough bread.
It is. Cool.
It won't be this week. It's going to be 84 degrees this week.
I sweat a little bit.
It was 28 last week. It's going to be 84 this week. Crazy.
I'll be all right.
You'll be all right?
I'll be all right.
So what are your goals this week? Finish the rabbit colony? Is that word finish in it, or just work on it? Yeah,
I would like to finish it.
The rabbit colony.
Lord willing. And and then give God all the glory, because he's allowing me to do this.
Is that the only goal you have this week? I'm looking at our schedule right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go through.
I think that's a good goal. I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy. We got our 2-year anniversary tomorrow. Here. All right, y'all. You guys have a blessed Sunday. Relax. Spend time in the Word. We'll see you guys next week, Monday. I'm not too long before my birthday. My birthday's coming up, y'all. Just so you know. I'm not shy about it. I'm going to be 50 years old. You're welcome to send gifts or food, or just come out and hang out with me.
I'm hungry.
That's not funny. That's not funny.
Give me some coffee.